Good morning and welcome to day one, and I'll explain more about that later on in the video, but for the time being, let's go feed some cats. Aren't they just adorable? So, just so you guys aren't too confused, basically at the minute I am cat sitting for a couple of friends of mine who are at the Lib Dem conference in Glasgow. They bought cats about a month ago now, and obviously they don't want to leave them alone for like 5 days because that'd be ridiculous and cruel. So they've entrusted me and another friend to come in, make sure they're okay, feed them, do the stuff that cats need, like ear medication, stuff like that, and just make sure they're okay. So once they've had breakfast, I'm gonna... Oh, Loki's done already. Hey Loki. How are you? Yeah, Loki's the boy cat and the grey girl cat is called Hilda, which are awesome names for cats. So once that's done, I've got to give them their ear medications because they've got ear mites, as kittens apparently tend to do. So I should probably quickly explain as well what this whole day one business is. First of all, I've got to apologise. I've not recorded a video in a couple of weeks. And there's a good reason for that. A couple of weeks ago, my nan died, unfortunately. Yeah, it was kind of unexpected. Like, she'd been saying that she wasn't feeling too well, which for her is pretty unusual, and I suppose alarm bells should have been ringing by that point, but, you know, loads of the family were like, oh, you know, we can take you to A&E or the hospital, things like that, and apparently she was just like, no, it's fine, I'm not that bad, and as it turns out she was actually that bad, because she died. So, yeah, I'll be in Manchester. I'm going back to Manchester tomorrow, because the funeral's on Thursday. Before I'd heard about all this, my dad tried to call me on the day that my nan was in the hospital, and I was doing something at the time, and I'd already said to him, you know, oh, I'll ring you on Wednesday because I've got a day off, and I'd forgotten about it, so I just thought he was ringing me, just as like a courtesy call kind of thing. I didn't realise anything was wrong. So he tried ringing me, and I didn't answer it, and I texted him back saying, I'm doing something at the minute, I'll call you tomorrow. Which was a really bad thing for me to do, as it turns out, but he didn't text back saying, oh, you know, you should probably answer, something's really wrong. He just left it. So the first I heard that my nana died was off my sister's Facebook, which isn't great. And then I rang back and, like, he assumed that I knew what had happened. So he was talking about, like, you know, when she was in the hospital, when she was on, like, respirators and things. And I was just like, slow down. Last I checked, she was alive and well. What's happened here? Now to explain the day one thing. I've noticed increasingly, kind of like, I'm trying to do more project-y kind of things on my channel. And it's time-consuming, and when I don't have time, that becomes a problem. So I've kind of decided to kind of go back to basics, because how this channel started was just like vlogging kind of stuff, so like talking to a camera and just saying, you know, oh, I'm like this today. So I'm kind of going to go back to doing that kind of thing. So to make up for the absence, I'm going to try and do a video every day of the week. Just to kind of like make up for the... To be fair, I only owe 2 videos, so if I get 2 done, that's technically me caught up. But to make up for the 2 weeks absence, I will do that, also to kind of like kickstart it a little bit as well, because for the time being it will be a little unfamiliar, because it's something I've not done for a little while now, just like talking to a camera. I've got a lot to do today. I'm going to play with these guys for a bit, so I'll probably record that a little. And then I've got to go to the post office, tidy my room... because we've got a exterminator coming in, because it turns out we've got bugs. So, I just got back from the post office, and this is what was in my package. Oh yeah. So the exterminator guy has now been. It took him he was only here about 5 minutes, and most of that was spent on the phone to the actual leasing agency. He identified the bugs that we've got as hide beetles, inventively named because the moment you uncover them, they scuttle off and go and try and hide somewhere, which I would have thought covered a lot of bugs, but apparently these are a very specific kind. He's quoted 80 quid to get the full place debugified, so that's yet more money that is coming out. So in the meantime, I'm making lunch. It's just onion soup, but it'll do. Because I'm really hungry. I've not eaten much today. after that, I've still got so much to do. Actually, let me show you something. My new flatmate, I should say, has been moved in for about a week, and she's already organised an exterminator, and this. That's my to-do list. I've already done a couple of them, ticked off cats, ticked off Hoover. She's telling me to feed the cats, for God's sake. I've still got to do e-learning, which is something to do with my work. Basically, you've got to do your training online on this computer system. And mine got stuck on one of them. There's one of them where you've got to do it for Coca-Cola. And it's so pompous. It's ridiculous. Like, at one point, they genuinely say, your customers want Coca-Cola. Serve Coca-Cola. It's so creepy and arrogant, and it just made me want to drink Pepsi. It really did. Ooh! Not happy. I think this might be done, actually. So I'm going to get a suit now. I'm also going to get a haircut, because when it gets to this kind of length, you can't do anything with... Well, I can't do anything with it, and it clumps up, and it's horrible, and I hate it. So I'm going to go and get this chopped off. So the next time I speak to you, I'll probably look very different. Told you. Now, after I went to get my haircut, I went shopping to the Morrisons, and you know how sometimes when you go shopping and you buy things that you don't need? Well, I'm pretty bad for this, because the only reason that I was going shopping was to get things for dinner. That was my principal reason for going shopping. And I got dinner, which is going to consist of muffins, veggie burgers, and these guys. And I know you're probably judging me for getting these, but they actually have less fat in them than the high-quality Dairy Lee ones, so... yeah, I'll happily take that. Because I've noticed I put a bit of weight on recently, and I was going to just get a pizza, and then I noticed that it's like 1,000,000 calories a slice, so I decided to get something a bit healthier instead. They're still quarter-pounders, but they're vegetable quarter-pounders, so that's something. I'm not a vegetarian. I do just sometimes eat vegetarian food, because vegetarian food is actually generally quite nice. And I like vegetarian food. And I don't think it should be a thing that meat eaters shouldn't sometimes eat vegetarian food. Maybe that's just me, but I also ended up getting a vegetable nut loaf thing. I was going mad on the veggie aisle. Some mayonnaise, flake, a strawberry and lime recorder-lig, and a Morrisons magazine. And then we come to the pièce de résistance, because I would like to remind you at this point, it is what day is it actually? At the time I'm recording, it is Tuesday, September 17th. Okay? Remember that. September 17th. And I bought this. Yep. I already have an advent calendar. They're selling these already. It's ridiculous. Like, where I'm working at the minute, the Bobbin, we have to have the Christmas table out because we were having a visit from head office or something, and we've got to show that we are advertising our Christmassy things. So nobody has taken a Christmas order. Nobody at all. Nobody is interested yet. Halloween hasn't even happened yet. I don't even know what I'm going as for Halloween yet. The last thing I'm thinking about at the minute is Christmas. That said, I did make a bread and butter pudding last week and put mincemeat in it, but that was only because we didn't have raisins, and my god, if it's not one of the best things I've ever made. Seriously. I'm going to make dinner now because I'm quite hungry, and I'm supposed to do my online training. It is now 5 o'clock? Yeah. I'm probably not going to get around to doing that today. But I will try to try. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Ta for watching.